Welcome to our comprehensive guide to ProtoPie user testing. Designing a high-fidelity prototype is only half the battle. The real magic happens when you see how it performs in the hands of real users. In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to bridge that gap between design intent and user reality. We'll start the tutorial by showing you how to prepare your files in the ProtoPie cloud and creating a test room. We'll then cover multiple ways to define your goals and success criteria with task configuration. Next, we'll cover how to conduct a live user testing session, including managing roles of moderators, observers, and participants. And finally, we'll take a look at the test results and analysis, including a comprehensive view of participant test results for each task session, in addition to session replays, highlights, and automated reports. By the end of this video, you'll have a streamlined workflow for gathering high-quality research data without ever leaving the ProtoPie ecosystem. Let's get your prototypes out into the wild and start with ProtoPie user testing. All right, let's walk through the process of setting up and conducting a user test in ProtoPie Cloud. We'll start by saving our Pi file to the cloud into a team space, and we'll place it in its own folder. Now click the URL link to access your Pi in the cloud. Remember, to use user testing, you need to purchase the user testing add-on and assign moderator permissions. Next, we need to create a test room for a single prototype. There are multiple ways to do this, but the easiest way is to select the Create Test Room in the top right-hand corner of the preview. Also, from the Cloud dashboard, you can access the Pi file from the left-hand pane. In this case, I have the file saved in my project section in a folder labeled User Testing Video. Here you can select the ellipsis and choose Create Test Room. For multiple prototypes, you have two options. From the Projects tab, select the prototypes you want by clicking their checkboxes. Then click Create Test Room. Or navigate to User Testing in the left-hand side bar to see the previous test rooms. Either select a room or create a new room. And add Pi files either by providing a URL or by selecting files directly from your ProtoPie cloud. Also, you have the ability to update the file if you've made changes by selecting Sync or selecting a Pi file for testing. And a crucial point, avoid deleting Pi files or revisions used in active user testing. Also important here, local file upload is not supported. Your files must be on the cloud first. ProtoPie will automatically name the test room after you first selected the Pi, but you can easily rename it at any time. Next, goals and task configuration. When creating a test room, you can select from 3 task types to set clear success criteria. The first is exact path. Participants must follow a specific sequence of interactions defined by the moderator. This is useful for verifying efficiency of specific flows. Next, reach final scene. Participants are successful if they reach a predefined final scene, regardless of the path taken. This is suitable for open-ended tests. Next, free explore. There's no success criteria defined here. Users freely explore the prototype to evaluate general usability. Now, providing the instructions is one of the most important steps in the entire process. This is where you define how success will be measured. In this example, we'll create a specific instruction to launch the application, enter a specific password, and select the CTA to access the account section. This will be an exact path task type. Next, under success criteria, select the Record Goal Path button and record the exact flow we expect the participant to take. This will allow ProtoPie to analyze the success of the participant's task. We also have the ability to add our second Pi for another task type. Here, we'll use Reach Final Scene. This gives the participant a bit more freedom to explore before reaching the desired scene. And here, instead of recording, you'll select the final scene for the success criteria. Select Create Test Room, and we can begin testing. While we're in the test room, you can still select the Edit button at the top left and adjust the task types. Just to simplify things, let's delete our last task. It's important to note, a test room can have up to 9 tasks, and the total capacity is limited to 1 GB. With setup complete, let's move to live user testing. There are 3 main roles in a moderated session. 2 of these roles can be classified as collaborators: the moderator who starts the session and guides the participant, and observers. Also the participant, the invited user whose behavior is recorded. As a moderator, you can invite participants by sharing a link to the test via URL or QR code, and a passcode that refreshes every 3 minutes. They can use a desktop or mobile browser, or the ProtoPie Player app seen here on the left. Remember, it's 1 participant per session for focused insights, and a typical recommendation is no more than 20 minutes per task. You can also share a link for your teammates to observe the test live. Select the observer link and choose your permissions for an entire organization or only members from your cloud team. With everything in place, the moderator can select the Start Testing button in the top right. This will provide the participant with the pre-test instructions and the official privacy policy for the participant to consent to collecting data for the user test. Next, the moderator will select the first task and the participant can begin the test. As a moderator or observer, you can watch the entire test process unfold live. ProtoPie uses a broadcast and watch mechanism for seamless screen mirroring, giving you a clear view of the participants' interactions. Once the user has fulfilled the success criteria, the test will automatically end. But in this case, we'll end the session because the task type is freeform. Once testing is complete, instant insights await in the Results tab. The first thing you'll notice is that ProtoPie tailors its reporting based on the specific task type you chose during the setup. For exact path tasks, you'll see an average path match score, showing how closely users followed your intended flow. You'll also see the top first actions, which is great for identifying if your primary call to action is actually intuitive. For reach final screen tasks, the focus shifts to success rate, the percentage of users who hit the target, and the average duration it took to get there. For free explore tasks, since there's no right way to go, ProtoPie maps out the various routes users took, showing you the most popular paths and how much time was spent on each one. Clicking on an individual participant from the list to see the why behind the numbers, click on any individual participant. This opens the session replay. This isn't just a video, it's a high-fidelity recreation of the test. Every click, scroll, tap, and swipe is recorded with a precise timestamp. While replaying a session, you'll likely spot an aha moment or a point of friction. You can capture these instantly using highlights. Simply select a specific segment of the recording, give it a name, and add a description. Remember, create highlight clips are only available for moderator permissions. If you need to do a deep dive in a spreadsheet, you can even export the entire interaction list as a CSV file. Please remember, CSV exports are only available for moderator permissions. And that completes our walkthrough of the ProtoPie user testing workflow. We've covered the entire journey, from the initial cloud setup and room creation to the nuances of task configuration and live moderation. You've also seen how powerful the analysis phase can be, using automated metrics and session highlights to turn raw data into a clear story of user behavior. The goal of testing isn't just to see if a design works. It's to discover the why behind every interaction. With these tools at your disposal, you can stop second guessing and start validating your designs with precision. Ready to see your design through your user's eyes? Head over to the ProtoPie Cloud, set up your first test room today and let the data lead your next iteration. Thanks for watching and happy testing.